Double brokering to stolen freight. What a complicated topic this might be. I'll try to simplify it as easily as I can, best way I understand it. The first example is a carrier that agrees to move freight. Uh, and for whatever reason, they're not able to keep their commitment. It could be from their open market or it can be contractual, and they just not able to move the freight or choose not to move the freight. So they'll go to their friendly brokerage side of their company and have them resubmit the freight into the open market and have someone else bid on it. They may have chosen to move it for $1,400, and they might be very willing to take $1,200 and pocket the $200 in the spread. So if they have been in the industry for a while and they've had a fairly decent performance score, you should get paid on this. Now, the complications come into play. There's an accident or there's multiple layers of being paid, who's paying or whose insurance is going to be covering. Those are the issues that get kind of intertangled when there's an incident arises that's not what anybody's hoping for to happen. The second is a brokerage company that hasn't been in business long, or they're planning not to stay in business, and they start putting freight on the market and never having an intention of paying you, and having you sue the bond. And the problem is with when you have to sue the bond, it can take anywhere from 90 to 120 days for settlement. So they have this grace period that they can grab as much money as possible. So they, in turn, will put many loads on the spot market with no intention of paying you. And by the time that all the collective get together and sue their bond, by the time they go bust, the bond's $75,000, but they may have $350,000, $400,000 in freight that they're not going to pay. And so that's the one that you really have to worry about, the ones that have no intention of paying you. The next evildoer is the companies that go out there, or individuals that go out there and acquire an MC authority through acquiring a trucking company. So they acquire a trucking company, and through that they have the MC number. They in turn will go onto the open market, bid a load, and they will turn over to a not so nice and not so trustworthy brokerage company, and they in turn will put it back out on the spot market and have the unknowing company bid on the freight. And so that person has no idea that they're actually hauling stolen freight. So there's ways that it could be found if the shipper is on their game or the driver's on their game. And the driver really needs to, if you suspect that you're hauling a double broker load, if it's a reputable carrier that did it with their sister brokerage companies, you're probably going to get paid. If it's the first one that's planning on not paying you and they're just going to go bust against their bond, well, you're not going to get paid on that. But also a stolen freight. So with the stolen freight scam is they acquire an MC authority, bid on the open market, and then submit it to a friendly brokerage to put it back onto the market, and the unsuspected company bids that freight. They'll go in and they'll pick up at the shipper, and with different, at some point, the destination or the delivery address will change. And that's where you as the driver have to be certain, because what will happen is that they'll give you a BOL and you pick up the freight, and then the destination isn't correct and the shipper has caught wise of the situation, and they'll deny you the shipment. The other portion is if you're the driver and you pick up the freight and the BOL is correct and you're moving to the destination, but then the broker calls you and changes the destination. And usually it's one of these transfer shipping warehouses, but they completely change the destination delivery, and they'll offer a better incentive. Now, they'll offer you anything because you're not going to get paid. So you're now hauling stolen freight. So the best way you can protect yourself against this scenario is to take your BOL and confirm it with the shipper. Make sure that the delivery address is correct and that the contact information for the delivery address is also correct. That way, if the broker calls you and changes your shipping instructions as to the delivery point, you will be able to confirm this with either your shipper or your delivery point. Trust me, you don't want to be hauling a stolen freight, and you're definitely not going to get paid for it. So that's the hardship. Besides all the interviews that you'll do with the FBI, private detectives, the brokerage company hounding you, it's just a big mess. Just not beyond the financial hardship, but also just the time that you have to take out of your day to work with this situation that you're not prepared for. So if you are a driver and you have, especially, if it's copper, HVAC systems, new, machinery, anything that's a pilferal item, I would always make sure you stick to that BOL. And if the broker ever asks you to change the destination on that BOL, that's your first sign that you may be in trouble. And work with your shipper and your receiver in that case. They will make it right for you. So this is what I have on the double brokering and the stolen freight. This is Brant with GladHandInsurance.com. I'm also an independent insurance agent. I appreciate you taking a look at my website for more updates and information and giving me an opportunity to fulfill any of your insurance needs. Thank you again. Brant with GladHandInsurance.com.